Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper, and yes, I have a strained voice, but I am not sick. I just sound ridiculous, but that did not stop me from putting together my antique junk journal for today, which is an autumn themed journal. I thought I better get cracking on these. I have this one and I have another one ready to go this week. So this I'm using a 1970s 53-year-old plate out of Cecily M. Autumn Fairies book. So it is a really old plate and it is exquisite, and I just love the fall colors. And this is the Hawthorn Fairy. Look at how sweet that is. I just love it. I put it on this 80-year-old book, and I got ribbons that matched the beautiful cover there, and it's still all intact with the original backing and spine. So let me take you on a little journey, and then I'm gonna pop it into my Etsy shop. Sorry, I can hear how ridiculous I sound. And again, there's no tariffs on my journals, and I use a courier, so shipping is really quite fast. So let's go through here, and I'll show you all of the authentic, antique, and vintage, all fall themed, which was not easy to do, all autumn and fall themed throughout the entire book. So this is a 1959 page here from an Ideals book. And then in this little pocket here, this little guy here from the 1940s going into the garden with the sunflowers. And we all know autumn is the time for our sunflowers. This is one of my oldest postcards. And I don't know if you can see it down here, but it says Country Road in Autumn. And it's a lovely scene here. And this is from 1907 from Tilsonburg. And I just love it. I think it's a beautiful, sweet little message on the back. And then this came, excuse me, this also came from a vintage, over 50-year-old Trees of America book. And we've got the oaks, of course. So you have to have the acorns. I've got my little acorns here because I am a big fan of acorns. And yep, that's just a really fun little page. And there's all different kinds of acorns on the back. I should have checked to see what kind mine are. This came from a 1950s children's book, and it's got the harvest out here and the collection of the apples and the dried corn. It's just a sweet, sweet little page. I didn't do anything with it because I thought somebody might want to make something themselves out of that. And this page here is all about the apple harvest as well, and you'll see more in a bit. And then this is from a 1940s book here, Come Little Leaves. Isn't that sweet? And then this is a twig-infused homemade paper. Here's another page from 1959 for the harvest. And this is also the other flip side of that 1959 book. Look how beautiful this is. I love it. Oh, it screams autumn. And then another little poem here getting on towards fall. And this is a vintage music sheet, Raking Leaves and the Harvest Home. And on the back is Fun in the Leaves, Red Leaves, Gold Leaves. Just who knew there were that many songs about leaves? So here's that sweet little 1959 plate here with a little girl feeding her brother a little apple during the apple harvest in the fall. And another beautiful autumn scene here. And then in here I have this early 1900s harvest in the Rouse. In the Ross? I don't know what that means, but that's pretty cool. If you know what it means, leave a comment below. Yeah, an antique paper on the back to journal on. And here's just a wonderful 1940s children's book page here. Beautiful fall scene as well. And then this is another Ideals page. Gorgeous fall scene. This is some Canadian birch bark, and I always love those fall colors. The birch have all different kinds of colors. White, brown is especially pretty. And then here's a 1930s children's book page about a scarecrow. We always think of scarecrows as well. And this is the early 1940s page here. And we've got mom raking her leaves and look at the little baby in the playpen out in the yard. And I just put these in here because they had some fall colors in it. It's from the 30s, for Swiss stamps. And then this is a poem about November and the fall in November. And this is the first page of this vintage book from the 40s. A beautiful crochet pocket down here. And then I made this little booklet here and just a little secret spot here to do some journaling in. And then this here is just a little journaling tag as well. And on the inside here is some more journaling side with antique paper. I just think it's really pretty. And then this is also another fall arrangement from 1959. I really like the colors, the purple and the yellow. It almost looks Halloween-y. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And this is another plate from the early 1900s. And I chose this one because it was beautiful fall colors. And they're getting the oxen ready for the fall harvest there. And I just really love that. And then I've got the other side of that beautiful plate there. And another Trees of America fall tree there. And then this here I chose from 1950s magazine because it had the fall colors. And it's a coffee commercial. Look at that. Good coffee is like friendship, rich and warm and strong. Is that wonderful? Just screams 1950s. I love it. And then this is also from the early 1900s. Little boys out here in the orchard. And then this says Autumn on the Mountain. Beautiful. Not your typical autumn scene, but I really love it. And that's what that page was called. Another children's book page here about the autumn harvest. The apples in the back there. And then another scarecrow page down here. I turned into a pocket. And then this is a vintage recipe page from somebody's homemade recipe book. And we've got all kinds of autumn recipes on here. We've got pumpkin muffins here and here. And then on the back, we've got honey baked apples, just all those wonderful things that you would make in the fall. And then over here, this is an antique scrapbook page. Actually, that's one of the pages that had all my greeting cards on it. And I put this one in here because it's orange. It's a fall color, Milmar coupon. And I love this pretty little doily here with the fall colors in it. And then here is Jack Frost himself painting all the fall leaves from the 50s. And then another flip side of that children's book page there. And this is from the 1920s, Across the Meadow in the Autumn Woods. And there's a great little poem there. And then this is from an antique book, the chapter on autumn. Isn't that beautiful? And you can do all kinds of journaling on that page. And here, speaking of early 1900s, this is another poem about the autumn. And it's on both sides, so I left that alone. And I saved this orange book cover. And because it was orange, I wanted it to be in my autumn book. And this is a vintage piece of cross stitch or needlepoint cross stitch. And yeah, turned it into a little pocket. Another great autumn scene here with the covered bridge, like you would see on the East Coast. And then this is from the 1890s. This one, the harvest field. And look at this vintage, but very, very old vintage. And I chose these birds again because they've got these beautiful browns and rust colors, and I just love it. And I love how whoever owned this book tried desperately to keep it intact because it did have rips. So I kept I actually even reinforced the tape that was there because I love old tape. And this here in transparency is not vintage or antique. It is handmade eco dyeing, so that's with the real leaf there. And I just love it because a friend of mine made it, so I said I would put it in my journal. And then this here is just a really fun journaling tag with all kinds of antique paper on it. And there's a song about Jack Frost that we just saw, and another sung at harvest time song, a separate piece of music sheet. And this is just a quintessential fall page here from 1959 as well. Look at them out in the field planting their potatoes. And then we've got another fall scene here. And this is from an 1800s book. And it's got blank on the back, but I just thought the browns just made it so pretty for a fall journal. And journaling space here. And this is just the flip side of that harvest page. And the final autumn scene here, driving in the countryside. I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. You can find this at hyperstamper.etsy.com, and hopefully the next time I make a video, you will be able to understand every word I've said. Bye for now.